Have you ever noticed that some Friends episodes don't rely on one big story? Instead, they throw together a collection of unforgettable moments that somehow become comedy gold. That's exactly what this compilation does. It jumps from Joey's acting disasters to Chandler's sarcastic one-liners, from Phoebe's heartbreaking childhood revelations to Ross accidentally exposing one of his biggest secrets. And somehow, every scene lands. Let's start with Joey. One of the funniest moments is Joey proudly showing everyone his soap opera scene from Days of Our Lives. In his head, he's delivering an emotional, dramatic performance worthy of an award. But everyone watching sees something completely different. Joey keeps making these exaggerated pauses that he believes make him look intense. In reality, it looks like he's trying to smell something in the room. That's classic Joey, completely confident, completely unaware. Things get even worse when he appears in a terrible TV commercial. The Milkmaster 2000 commercial is so ridiculously low budget that even his closest friends struggle to compliment it. They try talking about the lighting, the costumes, literally anything except Joey's acting. It's painful, but it's hilarious because Joey genuinely thinks he nailed it. Then comes one of the smartest Chandler moments. Everyone assumes he's enjoying the football game, cheering and yelling at the TV like every other fan. But then Chandler casually admits he has absolutely no idea what's happening. He's only pretending to watch so nobody asks him to help around the apartment. It's such a simple joke, but it's incredibly relatable. We've all pretended to look busy just to avoid doing something. Of course, Chandler eventually gets caught when he celebrates a player named Anderson. Except there isn't even an Anderson on the field. Now let's talk about Phoebe. Phoebe has always had one of the saddest childhoods in the show, but somehow the writers managed to turn even that into comedy. She watches the movie Old Yeller believing it's a happy family film because her mother always turned the TV off before the heartbreaking ending. Watching Phoebe slowly realize what actually happens is both funny and surprisingly emotional. Then she watches Cujo for the first time, completely terrified by the giant rabid dog. The funniest part is seeing fearless Phoebe suddenly become the scared one while Joey calmly reassures her even though he's just as terrified himself. Another unforgettable storyline involves the mysterious adult movie that everyone believes stars Phoebe. Naturally, the entire group panics. They can't believe their sweet, quirky friend secretly became an adult film actress. After a series of awkward reactions, they finally discover the truth: it isn't Phoebe at all, it's her twin sister Ursula. That twist perfectly captures the show's style. It builds up an absurd misunderstanding before delivering a ridiculous but satisfying payoff. Ross also gets one of the funniest reveals in the entire series. Remember the famous Europe story? Ross accidentally discovers that Rachel uses the exact same backpacking story whenever she wants to seduce someone. Even better, Joey immediately recognizes it because he'd heard it before under the fake name Ken Adams. Suddenly Ross realizes the romantic story he thought was special has actually been used on multiple people. It's awkward, embarrassing, and classic Friends. Speaking of Ross, one of the sweetest moments comes during the old prom video. Watching younger Monica, Rachel, and Ross instantly fills everyone with nostalgia. Ross quietly prepares to take Rachel to prom after her date never shows up. He never expects anyone to know what he planned, but years later the old videotape reveals everything. Rachel sees the kindness Ross tried so hard to hide, and without saying much, she simply walks over and kisses him. It's one of the most heartfelt scenes in the entire show. Even Phoebe notices what's happening and delivers one of the most famous lines in Friends history. "See? He's her lobster." It's funny, sweet, and completely unforgettable. Another great storyline involves Joey discovering that his character is being killed off Days of Our Lives. Joey refuses to believe it. He's convinced the writers can't possibly remove such an important character until he literally watches Dr. Drake Ramoray fall down an elevator shaft. It's such an absurd soap opera death that it somehow becomes even funnier than if they had simply written him off normally. And of course, Chandler delivers one of his best sarcastic moments when everyone keeps trying to make him cry. They suggest heartbreaking scenarios like injured puppies and emotional movies, but Chandler refuses to shed a tear. Instead, he jokes that if a talking puppy asked him for help, he wouldn't cry, he'd realize he'd become rich. That's Chandler in one sentence. Every emotional moment immediately becomes a joke. What makes this collection so enjoyable isn't just the punchlines. It's the chemistry between the 6 friends. Every character reacts differently to the same situation. Joey's confidence, Chandler's sarcasm, Ross's awkwardness, Monica's perfectionism, Rachel's charm, and Phoebe's unpredictability all bounce off each other perfectly. Even after decades, these jokes still work because they're driven by personalities instead of just one-liners. Overall, this compilation reminds us why Friends became one of the biggest sitcoms in television history. Whether it's Joey embarrassing himself on national television, Chandler pretending to understand football, Ross accidentally exposing secrets, or Phoebe turning tragic childhood memories into comedy, every scene feels timeless. If I had to rate this collection, I'd easily give it 9.5 out of 10.